The new BMW Motorrad R1200R is a boxer roadster with a big brain. It used to be that rain could ruin a motorcycle's riding introduction, but not with this bike. With the abilities of the new BMW Motorrad R1200R, a day in the rain just doesn't matter. You simply push the rain button and go. Well, that, and try not to be a complete idiot. It does still only have two wheels. BMW's GS models are hugely popular with enthusiasts and motojournalists, but the new R1200R just might change that. For those desiring a sportier, simpler, sweeter-looking, more street boxer, the R1200R is a smart alternative. BMW Motorrad's concept of the R1200R is all roadster, harking back to the company's R32 roots while reaching forward into the all that today's rider assists offer. It's a slim, chopped, for-ribbons bike, with only the material essentials. Plus, yeah, a few other things. Like the highly appreciated heated grips. A boxer's punch. The new 1170cc, vertically aspirated, opposed twin boxer engine powers the R1200R. This unit first appeared in the R1200GS and R1200GS Adventure, and is now also found in the R1200RT and R1200RS. It produces a claimed 125 horsepower at 7,750 RPM and 92 pound-feet of peak torque at 6,500 RPM. If you've been sleeping during this boxer revolution, it's time to take notice that this version has its throttle buddies on top of the heads, with the exhaust ports on the bottom, leaving behind the heritage design of the intake on the backside and the exhaust pumping out the front. It's not as pretty as the old version, but it is more efficient, with form following function and flow following gravity. The modified airbox and reshaped intake snorkels also help it breathe. This new boxer is also cooled with liquid, a conventional water/glycol solution. Yet the engine continues to be air-cooled too, and it even has a few fins to prove it. One should consider though, if the jugs had no fins the looks would likely be tragic. So let's just pretend we're on board with BMW's narrative. Drive us through a 6-speed gearbox with a wet, anti-hopping, magic clutch, hooked up to a maintenance-free cardan shaft positioned on the left-hand side, as per BMW's long history. Unique to the R1200R structure is the engine serving as a stress member, in concert with a new, tubular steel bridge frame. The telelever front suspension is unconventionally replaced, for BMW Boxers, by a conventional upside-down fork with telescopic 45mm tubes, a la the S1000R. Two versions are available, unadjustable Marzocchi fork legs and a Sachs shock with a knob for manual preload adjustability, plus a rebound adjuster, or optional electronic suspension adjustment. With ESA, both gold Sachs fork tubes have springs, while only the left side has damping and the ESA adjuster, but no preload adjuster. The rear has a Marzocchi shock with ESA preload and damping adjustments. Whether these mixed suspension choices are technical or political, we don't know. The steering head angle is 27.7 degrees from vertical, which is a bit raked out for a sporty bike. Trail is a rather long 4.9 in. An Avopera lever does the business in the rear. The frame is largely exposed, for a muscular aesthetic, and the rear tubular steel subframe is bolted to the mainframe at 4 points. Weight distribution, static, without a rider, is at a claimed 50/50, and the wheelbase is 59.7 inches, also on the long side for a sporty type of bike. A claimed dry weight of 508 pounds is quite respectable. The R1200R's headlight is narrow and pushed back into the fork legs. It can be specified with an LED running light as an option. The all-new gauge cluster is thin and smart, accomplished with a digital analog speedometer. The TFT digital display has a light sensor that automatically adjusts brightness and switches between day and night settings. An onboard computer is, of course, standard, and has 3 display modes: Full, Style 0. Information can be individually arranged. Sport, Style 1. A bar graph displays the engine speed, and a digital take readout is available. Tourist, Style 2. An additional numerical countout speedometer is activated and the computer information only appears in 2 display panels at the bottom. Available for display with the standard R1200R computer are: total mileage, trip 1 and 2, fuel range, ambient temperature, engine temperature, average fuel consumption, average speed, oil level, tire pressure, date, and setup. With the optional Computer Pro, the menu also includes activating the anti-theft alarm system, GPS time if the BMW Navigator V is installed, an optional automatic daytime running light, and switching on the prompt for fuel-saving upshifts. Additional displays can include automatic trip recorder, average fuel consumption 1 and 2, current fuel consumption, voltage, total timer, ride timer, service date, distance to service, and a reminder to call Mom on Mother's Day. Maybe not that last one. A keyless ride system is optional, with a powered fork lock and fuel cap release negating the need for a physical brass key thing. With keyless ride, the key stays in your pocket, unless you want to remove the seat. Once started, the bike runs keyless, but if it's shut off and the key isn't with you, you'll need a phone. We've seen proof of that.